say, well, you can't have communion or you must have communion.
Right.
That kind of thing. But for example, as you pointed out very ably, in the open, and the example I give, they say let me read it. They say in the rule, let me quote it, specifically, the department seeks to provide for a religious accommodation that respects the unique relationship between, this is the key, a house of worship and its employees in ministerial positions. In other words, if nuns were in a convent, Catholic nuns, they would not have to have health insurance that covered contraception. But if that same convent nuns ran a school, that school's health insurance would.
Yep.
Or if they ran a hospital, as has often occurred, that hospital would. Or if they were running a nonprofit AIDS foundation. Let's take a look at the Sisters of Mercy, Mother Teresa's group. They have AIDS hospices and so forth. They will have to, because it doesn't just serve Catholics, and it isn't ministerial. That means the Sisters of Mercy, think about this. Mother Teresa's order in their AIDS hospices would have to have health insurance covering contraception and sterilization.
Wow.
That's just incredible. Now, it gets worse. Listen to this. And this hasn't been picked up by anybody that I'm aware of other than yours truly. I hate to be sounding like Rush Limbaugh here. But Kathleen Sebelius issued an official statement, applauding herself for doing this free birth control stuff. And remember, it's not you may support free birth control. That isn't the issue. The issue is religious liberty and freedom under the Constitution.
Right.
Here's what she said, quote, "We intend to require employers that do not offer coverage of contraceptive services to provide notice to employees, which will also state that contraceptive services are available at sites such as community health centers, public clinics, and hospitals with income-based support."
Wow.
This means the Obama administration is even attacking freedom of worship, Frank, because they're forcing exempt organizations to tell their employees where and how they can violate church teaching.
Oh, my gosh. Imagine that. No, wait. Do the nun thing again. So the nuns in their little house, they don't have to have it for themselves, this healthcare thing, but the school that they run or the hospital they work at certainly has to have support for contraception and sterilization and abortifacients and all this stuff. But now, wait a minute, it goes further. You have to make sure that all of your employees at the university, at the school, at the hospital are informed where to go to get sterilization and free birth control, etc., even if that violates your it totally does, right?
Worse. The hospital and the university would have the free birth control. This is saying that those who do not offer contraceptive services must provide notice to employees, meaning the convent must put a statement up in the convent telling employees where they can get contraception and other services covered, and how they can get some, it says here, with income-based support. So let's say there's a custodial service in the convent. They will have to be given notice how to go get the contraceptives by the nuns.
Wow.
So this is forcing, in our example, the nuns that do not have to have birth control in their health insurance to tell employees where they can get it, because they are being forced, in essence, to give a message that violates their religion. It is compelled speech against their own religion. That is how far this administration intends to go.
I thought the president was all about supporting your right to conscience.
The president doesn't really support your right to conscience, and he's supposed to be a uniter, not a divider. This was a picked fight. They could very easily have had an exemption, as was requested by the Catholic bishops and others, saying any organization that is based on religion, and if this violates their tenets, they are exempt. That would have been in keeping with American pluralism, right?
Right.
But they chose not to, because this is an attempt to force secularism and secularistic views on the society. The example I use, the metaphor I use, is Caesar worship back in ancient Rome.
Yes.
Now, you may recall, I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. It's live radio. What can I do?
No, that's what's his name or her name, by the way?
Porthos. He's a very big 100-pound dog.
Okay. Okay.
So you have... shut up.
No. That's right. Let's take a break. We come back because I want to ask you about that because in your piece at the at National Review Online today, you italicize a word. You say, rather the rule targets the right of religious organizations to conduct their public activities. And so in your mind, this was explicitly written with the intent to go after religious organizations. Boy, if that's the case, Wesley, this is a really, really big deal. It's a big deal anyway. All right, quick break. We'll continue with Wesley J. Smith, and he is the